Hi, thank you so much for joining. My name is Carrie Key, and I'm the Camp and Recreation Director here at the Camp JCC. I just wanted to give you an overview of what we have planned for this upcoming summer. On this slide, I just want to draw your attention to the fact that we are accredited by the American Camp Association. That does hold some weight. They've been an organization since 1910, so they have been providing camps with resources and networking opportunities, trainings, as well as advocating for the camping industry since 1910. We do have to go through a process to keep that accreditation every year with site visits every few years. So without further ado, let's get started. Our Camp JCC snapshot is on this slide. We have been operating since 1959, originally from the Sellers Estate off of River Road, if you're familiar with Wilmington. We moved to this campus in 1989. So we have some experience. Our staff this summer will consist of approximately 18 counselors, 4 specialists, and 3 leadership team, and plus myself. We are trending right around 200 campers right now, and they are attending an average of 5.3 weeks. And of course, we are an outdoor traditional day camp. This is a slide just so I can draw your attention to what it is that Camp JCC strives to be, an inclusive Jewish day camp community in which we use our values to help us make great people. Our values are at the bottom. We really use these as a tool for positive behavior. We call attention to those that are displaying these values. We have them intentionally programmed into daily activities. We talk about them at our morning flag raising ceremony, and the counselors really can use this as a tool to set the expectations for not only individuals, but for the bunks themselves. And I think that it really helps build the character of both individuals and our camp groups, and therefore our camp community. Just wanted to make sure that everybody was aware of our full-time team that helps support camp. So you can see my loud mouth right there. And then Becky serves as our camp wellness coordinator in the summer. And during the school year, she is our Kids Place director. And Katie Glazier serves as our camp registrar. And during all 12 months, she serves as the program director here. So any changes will go to Katie for your camper's schedule. If you need to change weeks or add a week, she'll be helping you out. And then Becky will be seeing your campers if they have bumps or bruises, not feeling so well, and you'll receive an email from her anytime your camper does visit her. So you'll be kept in the loop about, their day. Okay, so one of my favorite slides and something I think really sets Camp JCC apart is our programming. We, this summer specifically, will offer free swim 5 days a week in the morning at our outdoor pool. So that is a change for those that have attended prior to 2020. We are doing that because the pool is closed to membership in the morning. And so we will be able to get more campers into the pool at that time. Instructional swim will be 3 days a week, and that period will be held in our indoor pool in the afternoon. The indoor pool will be closed to membership at that time. This year, we will have 4 specialist areas: arts and culture, nature exploration, sports and games, and music and movement. These areas are, beginner to beginner intermediate introductions to these areas. So our staff that are in the specialist roles have some background in these areas, not experts by any means, but have some knowledge, some deeper knowledge than just, somebody who's looking to be a bunk counselor. They also have experience leading groups of kids through these areas. Our new rec area, which is in our wooded section of campus. So that's the top left picture. We are very grateful for our partnership with the Eagle Scouts, the Boy Scouts, and they have cleared 1,800 square feet and installed an outdoor bowling alley, which is behind the child shooting the basketball. They installed 2 basketball hoops. And then to the right of the basketball hoops, you can see one of the cornhole sets. Not pictured, but in this area is our football toss. And we will also have hammocks during the summer. This will be an area that campers can really explore on their own. It is, a defined area, so they'll still be within sight and sound of their counselors, but that's their free time, their time to choose the activity that they'd like to do. Also new this year, we have a partnership with an organization called S to STEM to bring a little STEM fun into the campers' day. They'll meet once a week with this organization. Our Friday Fun Days will include on-site field trips, since we're not going off-site this summer. Inflatable water slides, laser tag, ninja courses, jugglers, magicians, macabre games will return in 2021. And we're looking into color run and even more exciting things to come. Our bunking and staffing, just wanted to draw attention to the fact that we are keeping our bunk size smaller than what we are able to. So by licensing standards, we are able to have as many as 20 campers in a group for those that are 8 and older. We are choosing, still to make a COVID modification and keep that at a smaller size. So the only difference will be that if your camper is either 5 or with a child who's 5 years old, that ratio is 6 to 1. So there will be no more than 12 campers in that bunk with 2 counselors. This summer, our bunks and moving forward. So this summer and moving forward, our bunks will not be divided by gender. And your campers, depending on their grade, could be mixed with a grade younger or a grade older. So that's not going to affect our OLEAM group. So our first graders will be the first graders and our second graders will be the second graders. However, when we get into our 3rd through 8th grade groups, our enrollment is not as strong as OLEAM. And so your camper could be with a grade higher or lower than them. The majority of our counselors are either in college or already entering the workforce, and our bunk counselors are at least rising seniors in high school. Just wanted to also draw attention to the fact that our seasonal leadership staff are college graduates in a youth development related field. For those of you that have been a part of the Camp JCC community, you probably know Mike Oberly. He will be supervising our bunk staff. And then new to us this summer, we have hired Dara Tucker, and she is going to be supervising our specialist as well as the bunk activities this summer. As required by the state of Delaware and the ACA, we meet all of the background check requirements. And of course, staff participate in mandatory trainings prior to the summer, as well as throughout the camp season as needed. Just a little bit more about what we have going on in terms of COVID safety and mitigating the transmission here at Camp JCC. At the end of the day, we're following all of the state guidelines and reading up on the current regulations. Delaware has not yet received specific camping guidance, but I'm looking to receive that within the next month. American Camp Association also has an extensive camping field guide, which is updated almost daily. It feels like I'm getting an email in my inbox to let me know that some sections have been updated. So we're keeping a close eye on that. There was a town hall meeting yesterday to review largely for overnight camps, but day camp was also included in that. So we are I'm happy to say that, there was nothing in there that we weren't already planning to do. So one of those highly recommended is that campers and staff are masked, and that they're masked even outdoors when physical distancing cannot be maintained. So what that means is if a camper or a staff person needs to take a drink of water or just needs, a mask break is what we're calling them, they need to let their peers know that they need to step back 6 feet. We do the whole arm test, like make sure your arms don't touch anybody, and then go ahead and you may remove your mask and take a drink or just kind of chill with your mask off. Some activities will be specifically designed for that mask break. So maybe when they're up at the rec area, if they're in a hammock with nobody else, their mask can be off, things like that. So we're going to intentionally build that in. It's going to be a hot summer, I'm sure, so that's going to be important. Hydration is also something that is really important when we're active outdoors in the heat. So counselors will be trained to not only about hand washing in between every period, but making sure that each camper has their water bottle with them at every activity and that they are drinking their water. As you can see, I've spoken about, our activities are outdoors 99% of the time. The only activity indoors that we have programmed is our instructional swim program. And that's again in the afternoons, 3 days a week. Just calling attention to bunk size once again, because like I said, it's not a licensing requirement is more than 15 campers in a bunk. So we are just, again, mitigating the risk there by decreasing the number of people in a bunk. Our camp hours are 8 to 5 this summer, and that's largely due to the fact that if we opened up before and after care as extended hours, we would need to mix campers because we would not have enough to keep them in their appropriate bunks during those hours. So that just helps keep each bunk in their own bubble, so to speak. Car line will be 8 to 8:45 in the morning and 4:30 to 5 in the afternoon. The morning car line will have a health screening component. So I'm sure that everybody who's in the school system right now is familiar with that, temperature checks and a couple questions about exposure and symptoms. We do have one bus to and from Wallingford this summer, and we will be following the same thing that the school districts are following right now with transportation. The only people that can share a seat will be siblings. Everybody else will be every other seat, and everybody will be masked. All right, so this is just a little nitty gritty about our policies and procedures for registration. Wanted to call attention to the fact that May 17th is our soft deadline. You're guaranteed a spot in all weeks registered as long as you register prior to May 17th. After May 17th, there might be some weeks that we need to close for certain age groups. So just keep an eye on that. If you're unsure of your weeks, please reach out and we can discuss the best course of action for you. We have our fees listed. The deposit is $25 per week per camper. The payment schedule automatically is 7 days prior to the start of the camp week, but we are able to make different payment arrangements if that is something you're interested in. Just reach out to camp at Siegel JCC and we can take care of that for you. For anybody needing financial assistance, we do have an application available online. And our refund policy, again, that May 17th date is important there. You'll receive 100% of any money paid returned to you before May 17th. And then after May 17th, our policy changes and your deposit will be forfeited. And there is a $25 administrative fee per instance of changes. And some resources for you. So after hearing this, you still have some questions. Maybe I didn't address something that was on your mind. Feel free to reach out to us. The camp email is at the bottom, and that goes to myself, Becky, and Katie. And then also you can call the JCC. I'm on site Monday through Friday. For those that are new to Camp JCC and interested in seeing our campus, you can certainly schedule a camp tour. That link is not hyperlinked, I apologize, but if you just go to our camp page, which is at the top of this page, then you can schedule a camp tour through that link. We also have camp chats with myself every other week. So the next one is April 26th. And then following that is May 11th. And so those are some ways that you can connect with us in the future if you have any additional questions. All right, well, thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope to see you and your family really soon. Take care.